Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody tonight? I know nobody's watching yet, but we can ask, right? Uh, Not that anybody will be answering quite yet. Okay, so let's. Okay, so Facebook, I guess, is next. Hello. Who's ever here? Let me clear this out. Oh, somebody. Okay, just gonna move that for a minute or two or three. Only put okay, there we go. Oh, hey Kim, how are you? We want to pop on in the chat. Feel free. Hey Lorenzo, how are you? Let me get in the Discord on air for whoever wants to hop on. What is with your microphone? What do you mean, what's with my microphone? It might be a bit loud. Is that better? Is that better? Okay, one side seems to be catching my voice unevenly. I don't know why. Maybe this will be better. Uh, a good nose. Your mic is clipping. Okay. Is that better now? Is that better now? Okay. I unplugged it and plugged it back in. It hopefully should be good. So I now have the Ashcan printed for, well, this is actually the test copy. They'll probably be printed by tomorrow, but I'll be picking them up on Monday, the Ashcans. Yeah, here, let me be on camera. There, so there's the Ashcan inside. Show this off a little bit later. But how are you, Lorenzo? It's been a while since you've been in the chat. We are coloring up Canadian Shield 3 here. Did I back the Ashcan? You would have, I believe. I believe you backed on Fund My Comic. Let me check to be sure. And if you backed on Fund My Comic Physical, you will get this, Lorenzo. Okay, that's... Yeah, you got the triple play. And I think you have a new email that you're using too, so I might have to update that. So yeah, anybody getting anybody who got a physical copy will get a physical version of this Ashcan.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh, yeah. So it's only like 4 pages. It's only printed on like printer paper. So it's not super durable. It's meant to be cheap because it's meant to give away. It cost me 85 cents Canadian, so each copy I give away is 85 cents, not my pocket. But hopefully it'll bring more into my pocket.
Cool. Cool.
And how are you today, Tim?
Pretty good. Happy to see that. Happy to know that I'm getting an update on page 29 tomorrow, so that's cool.
Cool. Oh yeah, and anybody getting the digital version up for the Canadian Shield 3 and all that, anything off the Canadian Shield 3 campaign, will get a digital version of this as well. Actually, I might just be starting to give out a digital version everywhere of this. To hopefully generate some interest. I should be putting that up on, what's the name of it? The Webtoons. Should also probably put it up on Global Comics too. Yes, I made an old school Ashcan. Except
Yeah, actually,
except for one thing, it's not printed with my printer. I got this printed sort of professionally at printers, so that's the only one difference. What were you gonna say?
what was I gonna say?
I thought you were
Yeah,
gonna.
I have to say, yes, making an ash can is actually pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
But because you can do all kinds of things because the idea of an ash can, it's almost like a demo tape. But
Yeah.
what you could also do is like use the ash can. If you don't have quite the money to put a full book out, you can do bits and pieces of the book as separate ash cans and then eventually put them together. In
Yeah.
fact, what I was gonna do is I was gonna do a Velvet Comics Presents, which is gonna have like bits and pieces of maybe Melvin Four or maybe a subplot that I had to kind of cut when I was making Melvin One, and kind of put them in an ash can with my business partner. He hasn't actually been able to do books because where he's from the Philippines, so he can't quite do books. So what I'm gonna do is he sends me the scripts and I'm gonna help him get his books out.
Yeah.
So maybe do those as bits and pieces in the ash can, and then put them together as a full book, and
Yeah.
then he'll be able to make a living off
Yeah.
that if he promotes it enough.
And of course, this cover is by Marcus Kelgrew, I think the name is. Well, the drawing is. It's colored by me. And then the story is all by me. And then the interior art is by Alpha Proto.
Honestly, I can't actually wait for him to actually start doing the Canadian Shield 4 because that's going to take Canadian Shield to a whole new level because his artwork is fantastic,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
and the great thing is too, I have a little bit better contact with him than I do the other artists, and
yeah,
he is a little bit, if I, when I'm saying something needs to be corrected, he's on it and all that. I like that. My
yeah,
current artist is a little harder to work with in that way.
yeah. But I'm just saying, Canadian Shield 4 is going to be like a whole new level.
Yeah.
And who's the villain for Canadian Shield 4?
Frogger.
Frogger. And what is the concept behind Frogger?
Frogger is a little bit of a joke character.
Is that kind of like a little jab at EVS a little bit?
No,
Just
no,
a little bit,
I
kind
created Frogger way before I even knew about EVS. So,
of.
way before I knew about Cyber Frog. So,
Right, right, right. So what's Frogger a parody character of?
well, I wouldn't say parody, but like I said, he's more of a joke character. Here, let
Oh,
me.
he's just made to being silly, or what was what's the joke on?
How to. Yes. How to-
Is it a parody on video game culture, maybe?
Well, no, no. Well, like I said, I'm just saying he's not. I'm not saying he's a parody. He's just.
He's just not a serious character.
Yeah, I thought I had it. Thought I had him in here.
Right. You gonna do a redesign on him before you do Melvin 4, or
Well,
I mean, Canadian Shield 4.
no, he's not gonna get a redesign. Let's see. I will show what he looks like here in a second.
Right.
Uh,
I'm glad I caught myself when I said that. Like, wait a minute, I mean to say Canadian Shield 4. Uh,
Just okay. Let me see. You can actually see it in Discord. Let me. So there's his look.
yeah.
Oh no. Uh, Let me bring up his
Okay.
bio so I can read it for you.
Okay.
I believe it's on my website. So villains.
Yeah, I mean, if it was Lorenzo, if it was a parody on video game culture, just calling the character Frogger wouldn't be a problem. The design is way different than the actual frog from the actual arcade game.
Yeah. Now I will admit that that is where I came up with the name from.
Huh.
Uh,
You ever think
and
about tweaking the name a little bit?
and the thing is, Frogger is uh, it's out. We have I have looked it up, or somebody looked it up for me, and it is in such a way that I can use it as a name for a character without getting sued, and it's way, as you can tell, way different. And
Frogger's not really. I don't think Frogger would be a big deal anyway, because Frogger's not really a hot property anymore. I mean,
yeah,
you could literally play it online without downloading it.
well, yeah. Here's his real name is Pierre de Prince. He is 510, 5 foot 10 in height, 170 pounds. Well, it's more. I put occupation European French chef, more like once was before he looked like he is now. He has no group affiliation. His city of residence is Mobile now. He is married technically, as you can see. He has no hair. His eyes are yellow. His first appearance is Canadian Shield 4, and he has an unnamed wife. So Pierre grew up in the city of Paris, where quickly came to enjoy all his country had to offer in food. And this gave him the desire to become a famous chef one day. So with this, he starts to attend and learn all he can about cooking and foods. When he is in chef school, after high school, he meets the woman of his dreams and they fall in love and get married. But to be together, he has to move to Canada, where she is from. Due to all his training, he easily gets a job at a prestigious French restaurant.
Oh,
French restaurant and quickly becomes the head chef. One day, some frog legs are delivered to the restaurant, but it is unknown where they came from. As not to give the customers inferior product, he makes some of the legs for himself. And he ate them or eats them. And,
he finds
oh,
out that the legs were 5 years late.
well, not exactly. He eats them or ate
Kidding.
them, however you want to say it, what tense. Uh, and all seemed good, save for that night. As he lay in bed, he began to transform. Upon waking up, he sees his new look, and he knows he can never have a normal life again. He swears to find out who did this, and to get revenge on on them, and for them to turn him
Are
back
you
to
going to
his
have a Legion of Doom kind of? I could see him teaming up with Toxico.
maybe. But he wants to get revenge on them and get himself turned back to his regular self if that's possible. Powers and kill. Frogger has a metahuman jumping ability and above average strength levels. Uh, Being all his life he has trained as a chef, he has no fighting abilities or knowledge.
Is his weaponry going to be a skillet?
No,
Maybe a frying pan?
no.
Eh.
I did. I'm not sure whether he's supposed to, but I have drawn him having a long tongue, so
I'm
So
saying you could. He finds that him and Toxico have the same modus operandi. Motive
yes,
operandi.
and
But it's the same motive. They both are trying to get revenge for something.
well,
Think about it.
Toxico isn't trying to get revenge anymore. He got revenge on the
Right,
two.
but
If you in the movie script that we read here,
all right,
right,
but
he
still,
got revenge on the people. Now he's just wanting to, like go and hold places hostage that might cause some sort of toxic waste or whatever toxic to the environment, because most people, oh, this is in jeopardy, it's going to cause this sort of damage, they'll pay up no matter what. You know,
Okay, so it's sort of like a Captain Planet inspired villain.
although not at the same time
Although not, yeah, yeah.
because
So I'm
I
just saying.
watched a little
Okay,
bit of
hold on.
Captain
Let me pitch.
Planet.
Let me
I've
pitch this
never
idea.
really watched it.
Okay, let me pitch this idea to you. So, Toxico sees he can manipulate this guy because he's trying to get revenge. So he sends them out to create havoc, and thus they form a partnership. Now they could easily go do a story arc where villains are all of a sudden teaming up. They decide to make some kind of super villain team.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a few. I'm definitely planning on supervillain teams. I don't think I've planned for Frogger to be in any. Maybe Toxico. I forget. I have a few different ones, especially ones that are supposed to be directly uh, parroting. Parroting might not be the right word, but
Right,
opposite
right.
to the Warriors. Like I think I've formed like although I can't remember who's on each of them.
Which war you talking about? You're talking about like the movie Warriors, like the street gang
No, I'm talking about
from
the
Coney Island.
by Warriors. I don't mean any movie or whatever. I was saying Warriors just for short for Holy Warriors, which is my team.
Oh, right. Okay, okay, okay. I'm getting it now.
So like they're the Holy Warriors. So I have like the unholy warriors, the evil warriors, the dark
The
warriors.
Central Six. You have a team capped off at six members and call them the Sinful Six.
I could do that.
So,
Like I have a team that's supposed to be all metal oriented. I have a team based on the Zodiac for villains. My crime bosses, of course, are going to have their set of villains that are together with them. Like I have a crime boss called Cornerstone. Cornerstone's going to have a bunch of villains that Cornerstone controls. I have a crime boss called Acer, the same thing. And I'm probably gonna have a couple more crime bosses. You know, those are the two major ones, Cornerstone and Acer. One is out of Toronto, one is out of Montreal. So
I see. Okay. Okay. I was just kind of pitching ideas. You don't have to take. You got to take any of my ideas seriously.
yeah. Well, could it happen that the two team up eventually? Yes. Am I going to have teams of villains? Yes. Will either of those guys make the team? I can't see Frogger making the team. He's just too much of a joke and he's not a real threat to most people. Like one, I guess if he was with a bunch of other idiots, he could be a little bit dangerous. He'd be more cannon fodder for the team. Anybody bringing the team together would just more probably have him as cannon fodder. Because, well, I don't want to say too much about it, that episode yet. I want, we're not on it. I know what's happening in that one altogether, so I don't want to spoil much. Not that most people would remember, and not that we have a lot of people listening either to get spoiled.
Oh, I don't know. You got some people who tune in often.
Yeah. Well, I just mean more right this second.
Right, right.
Not a lot of people go back and rewatch stuff. Yes, some do, but most don't. Especially on my channel. And I know that because I usually know what numbers I'm seeing, so Although,
I see.
although there's some new people that I think go back and watch a bunch of old stuff because I think it's got me up there lately too. Because I last time I checked, like yesterday, I'm like 13 hours away from the 1,000 hour mark again. Let's see how many hours am I away from now? I am 11 hours from the 1,000 hour mark. So I've only got 2,011 hours to go before I get the 3,000. And then I can be monetized for super chats
There you go. And
and
you
super
could bug the
stickers.
shit out of and you can bug the shit out of everybody to give you a super chat.
I won't bug anybody to do that.
I know that, but that's how it works, right? Please give me super chats so my children starve, please.
Then they would ask me what children. They'd say, "Where did these children suddenly come from, Rick? You haven't had
And you cover
children."
up by saying you don't know me, and then you shut down the stream.
Yeah, and then I can open no stream up ever again because that would be the first question up. Thus defeating my purpose of trying to get super chats. And then I can
I'm
also
thinking,
have memberships too, which means, private streams or whatever for private stuff for those that sign up for membership or other
oh yeah,
stuff. I don't know. I don't know exactly what I do, but
just writing down everything from all my books so far in this notepad, so I can start doing a source book.
yeah. Well, you got to write
That's
down the
I
you got to write down the character names and then do
oh,
their stats and then their
yeah. It's pretty simple because I was looking at this it was a Marvel encyclopedia,
yeah.
and they have all the characters, and they have name, occupation, etc., etc. I'm like, well, that's easy.
Yeah, well then you've got to put the history of the character in.
Well, you could put a summary, yeah, yeah.
You know, you know.
Just
Yeah, like
you don't do you don't do every single detail.
no, but you get it. How they got their powers or their position,
Yeah,
whatever it is. Well, you heard Roger
yeah.
what I just read. From Frogger, it covers the basics, right, of him, and that's something similar what you'd have to have.
Well,
Now,
I mean, it's simple because it's just everything from the first four issues, and it's not nothing beyond that because
well, you might want to
there's not.
include stuff that's not in there yet, like back history.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying anything outside of the four issues. I'm not going to talk about another planet that hasn't showed up in the book series yet.
Yeah. But like say you're going about Melvin and like I know you did sort of the history with him with Zero, but but that doesn't cover maybe a little bit of stuff in between or whatever. I don't know whether you'd want to put
Right.
how much in between you would want, to where yeah, you find out with Zero why he became or how he got into the position that he was as a mercenary, but you know
That's covered in
what's
issue 0.
yeah, what's in between issue 0 and Melvin 1, what history is in there. Now obviously you don't want to go into detail, obviously, but you know skim
Right.
over it. You might want to skim over it that he's had umpteen battles or he learned a skill from a certain point or whatever.
Right.
And obviously you don't necessarily have to do that, but it's something to think about, I guess, is all I guess I would say.
Right. Oh, I suppose.
Because sometimes with
Actually, actually, there is probably one other planet. I mean, there is that issue zero has nothing to do with its first story arc
yeah, I
that
know.
takes place before.
Yeah, it takes place before, but it's just what takes place before and after.
Yeah, but
But I guess, yeah, you could definitely put planets in that sort of thing, but you would be putting probably, something about the cult, have the cult page by, bio by itself. You'd probably have that guy, the villain for the first issue, a bio by itself, because although he's part of the cult, at the same time, you know, he's not the whole cult, and the cults probably existed long before him and
right,
came into existence before him. And that's something that, like you might think of putting in. How did the cult get there, become, you know, in a bio like that? If
yep,
you know.
yeah, yes, yes, indeed, indeed, indeed.
Or then again, it might mean you got to make it up now.
You're so funny. Well, there's only really two planets that have been mentioned in for anywhere from 0 to 3, so or 0 to 4, or we're still being finished up.
Now, the question is, do you have enough material to make, how big of a book were you thinking?
Well, I don't know yet. That's why I'm writing it all down. um, I definitely want to get the trade paperback kind of out of the way first, and that's going to be next year.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have 3 or 4 comics out next year. I want Snowdrift. I want to be doing Snowdrift 2 right around January. After that, I'd like to be doing Snowdrift Canadian, no, Snowdrift 2, then The Flame I want to do right after that. And then hopefully by June next year I'm doing a campaign for um, Canadian Shield 4.
Right?
So after that would of course would be Snowdrift 3. And then Flame 2. I doubt we'd get to Flame 2 by the end of next year. It would be nice, but
Right, right.
that would mean starting off around January of next year, like, well, 2027, meaning Flame 2 and Insecto 1. That's if I could keep on that schedule. And that all depends on money.
Right. Yep. The only two planets in the story that are mentioned in the book so far are Solara and Solaris Prime.
Oh, there's something too you might think about.
Solaris Alpha Prime. What?
I was gonna say there's something too. You might want to do something in them about the whatever the kingdoms are called. You know, the ruling.
There's only one kingdom mentioned in the book, and
Okay, I wasn't
that's the
sure.
city of Trig. That's the city of Trig. Yeah. Well, I want to do a story about the other six kingdoms because the idea is that there's a bunch. I don't know. One of them is a traitor, but I've never really kind of gone over that yet.
Yeah. Well, you can mention if you did the bio for the thing, the one kingdom. You could
Right.
mention that there are six kingdoms in total on the planet, and you could
Right.
even
Well, there
mention.
was. That's the idea is that there was.
Oh, there's not presently.
No, no. The idea is that King Goodwinson was the last, and that's why their city was hidden.
Oh, then that would probably more go into sort of the history
Yeah, I'd have to kind of
of
go into
that.
sort of. There is going to be kind of like there because there was a bunch of while writing the first issue there was a bunch of subplots I kind of had to cut because it was too much for such a book.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do kind of a book that had like subplots that covered that history. So it would cover a lot of gaps.
Yeah. I get yeah.
So
And I get, cutting it because, you only had so much space, Not that I even put it in, but, like, it's like me not putting in a lot of the backstory of Toxico. A, I don't think it was needed. And
yeah.
B,
Well,
it
I
was,
mean, you got to keep it simple.
yeah,
Don't want to make it too complicated because I think that's the problem with some people is they make it too complicated. It's like keep it simple,
yeah. Yeah, it wasn't needed at the time. Yeah, I needed to know his backstory, I think, to write him properly.
right?
But I didn't need to tell the reader that, and that can be revealed at some other time. His backstory, you know. Uh, but yeah, you got to be sparing on paper sometimes, as Scotty said. You know, and people only want to read so much. Like I said, it wasn't necessary, and it would have been just made the whole comic a little bit too long, or a lot too long.
Right. You don't wanna.
Bore people.
Well, no, you don't wanna overwhelm people with stuff.
Yeah, and like it costs more to print that way. The bigger it is, the more it costs to print, right?
Right.
And when you don't got a lot of money, yeah,
Well, if you know how to budget, it shouldn't be a problem. You don't al- you don't always need to pay far off the ass for a book.
yeah.
I don't
Well,
understand why people think that you have to.
yeah. Obviously, yeah. You don't have to, but the more stuff you have in the book, the bigger the book is, the more it costs to make, right? And depending on what you
Right,
give
but
the,
then you're pricing yourself out of business. Is that what you're doing? That's what you're doing.
yeah,
Um, if you keep it simple, I mean, like some of the best stuff that's lasted the test of time were stuff that were made very cheaply.
yeah,
You know, ask You know, like ask all those like punkers from way back in the day. They made albums for very cheap, and they're classics. Explain that one to me.
Yeah, probably, yeah, initially, because, most of them would have been made in their garage, right? Or something like
Well,
that.
they were made at the garage, or they were made within a day. They literally recorded an entire album within a day.
Yeah, it was a lot of work for one day, but, instead
Exactly,
of,
but it was when people are some people are like spending like months recording it just with comic books. I mean, seriously. You know, I cap off my pages at 24 pages. It's a 24-page floppy,
yeah,
and then I always when I hire an artist, I ask for their rate, and I kind of can I afford this? Are they flexible on making a deal if I need to? You know, that kind of thing.
yeah,
And I'm able to put a book together while somebody's spending $2,000 to for lettering. You know, I don't think letterers charge that much.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Well, one that I asked about was $10 a page.
yeah,
And, for the moment, as much as I'd like it done maybe a little bit better than what I do it, I think I do a pretty good job. And it's, I'm free. I'd say I'm free, but, that's $10 a page at 24 pages. That's 200 over $200, right?
right.
And hello, Mike. Not sure whether I never said hello yet to him, but hopefully he's still in the chat there. So, yeah, there's lots of ways that you can, save money, do it yourself. Like, as far as I'm concerned,
Exactly.
lettering is not a hard job. Respect to the people that do it on a regular basis, especially nowadays with digital. It's just
Some people are so good at lettering that it's there's a little more to it for some people.
yeah, it's getting the right font, the copy, the paste, and making sure it's not taking up too much space. The biggest thing for me for lettering is I want to make sure it's easily readable to the viewer. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't want people struggling to be able to read my comic. Because if they're struggling to read my comic, they might not want to read my comic.
Right.
And need to give them the least amount of reasons not to read my comic as possible.
Exactly. You definitely want them to read your book.
Actually, I more want them to buy my book first, and then hopefully they read it.
Well, I mean, in this case, there's not really. They kind of have to, right? It's not like it's in bookstores.
No, but what I mean is they can buy my book and not read it if they want. I don't care. Buy my book, don't read it. That's up to you. Read it, don't read it. I'm not going to force anybody to read it. Not that I can force anybody to buy it either, but, you know, give me the money of buying it. Because, you can take it and burn it or whatever, after you buy it. That's up to you. You bought it, I got your money. That's what matters. Well,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, a little bit more matters than that. Yeah, I'm being a little facetious there, but you get what I think you get my point. Because yes, I would like them to read it and enjoy it and get, some hopefully some sort of message out of it or whatever, something out of it. Not that I'm trying to preach at anybody or anything, but my books are, and I've easily admitted this. Yes, they're they're meant they're meant for entertainment, but I would like them to be used a bit more than just entertainment.
Right. Yeah.
Because I'm trying
You
to
want you
share
want them
the
to be you want them to be iconic.
well, there's that, but no, what I more mean is like I'm trying to share the gospel, so
Oh yeah,
through
you have a message. Yeah.
and I'm upfront about that, I think that matters a little bit, like okay, yeah, I'm upfront, yeah, there's a bit of a message, but trying to win people to Christ through it, but at the same time, I want to make sure
Yeah.
it's something that they want to read, because if they don't want to read it, they're not going to be able to get the message of Christ too.
Well, yeah, well, what I'm doing is just I'm an entertainer. I'm
Yeah, yeah,
entertaining.
I get that.
If you get something, if you get something from it, that's cool. But that's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing, is you're trying to just entertain, and that's fine. I'm trying to do a little bit more than that, and that's fine too.
Exactly. Exactly.
But we got to be honest about, well, especially people like me. Like if I'm trying to do more than just entertain, I think it's you know good to be upfront about that. That way nobody can accuse me of doing
Trying to be
anything.
subversive.
Yeah,
Uh,
sort of like these JWs and all that. They're not admitting what they're trying to do with all the crap that they're pulling by putting,
oh yeah, when they get caught, they're like, oh well. Yeah.
like when they put all the, political stuff in, and
And it
people
doesn't. It
don't.
just doesn't seem.
eh,
It's never ever. Yeah, it doesn't come off natural. Like it just seems like they kind of like took a square peg and tried to put it into a round hole.
Yeah, they try and force it in.
Yeah,
Where,
it doesn't.
well,
It just
I'm definitely not trying to force it. Maybe I am a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to make it so it doesn't seem like it's forced into. That makes sense. Because
yeah.
because I have a message, that I want to put out there, but I don't have the same message for each book, I guess. I don't write the book with, I just write it, when I write them, I write it with, yeah, I want the gospel in here, but how do I do it so it seems real with the
Doesn't seem
care?
like you're trying to seem so doesn't you just so you don't seem like you're trying to beat your people over the head with the message.
Yeah, you know, because I know I've watched a lot of older Christian films, and it's, oh man, this stuff is just,
So cringy, right?
yeah, like from the 60s,
Okay.
70s, 80s. It started getting better in the 90s.
Yeah. I just, yeah, it kind of seems like they're in and just like, dude, people can smell that a mile away.
Yeah. And hell, Alpha, if you want to come on, feel free. Alpha says Thursdays just aren't the same without the silhouette game. Yeah, well,
Oh, wasn't there supposed to be a silhouette game today?
no. We finished it off last week for the season. Which reminds me, and I should write a bunch of people. You did have some points, Tim,
What?
because I don't
What's
think you,
that?
for the silhouette game, you have a till I start up the season 2 to spend them.
Oh, okay.
Let's let's see. New leaderboard. So you end it with 98 points, Tim.
Oh, okay. Was I still stuck at fourth or fifth place?
Let me find out in a second here. Episodes. You ended in 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth place.
Damn it. All right.
Trusty Sidekick was just above you with 126 points.
Oh, I see. Trusty sidekick. Damn him.
And I don't think these are the final scores here. Yeah, and he attended less games than you.
You better watch your ass, trusty sidekick. I'm gonna take that spot.
So yeah, Alpha ended with 1,002 points. Joshua ended with 672. Outcast was 510. Trusty with
Well,
126.
aren't they the pretty ones?
Trusty with
They're
126.
higher points than me.
Timothy, you got 98. Technically, for the overall season, Fitzchosen would have got more points than you, but he spent 90 of his points on comic books.
Full.
And he had 77 when we ended, so, add that he had 167 in total.
Whatever. It does not matter. I'll be at the top someday. You'll see.
Well, next season will possibly different. Hopefully, we're going to be able. I actually got to talk to Alpha about that. Alpha coming on as co-host for it.
Oh, I see. He's got the most points, so he gets special treatment. I see how it is.
Well, it's not so much his points that gets that.
I'm kidding.
It's the fact that he's in the future to all of you, as we jokingly say. So if he's not in the chat, participating, things would probably work out a little different. More people might be able to get first place than Alpha.
Alpha's so far ahead of us that he doesn't need to participate. I see how it is.
Oh, he can participate, but the thing is, he's ahead. He'll 90% of the time, 75 to 90% of the time, he'll get first place, depending on what the subject is. Oh, anyways, yeah, as I was gonna say, you got. So you can buy some digital comics. You can, I'll if you want a trading card sent to you, I will spot you. Actually, I'll let you have 2 of them. I'll spot you the 2 points because they're 50 points each.
I think. What if I keep a hold of my points until they get higher?
You can't. All points go down to 0 when we're start the next season.
Oh, okay. Oh well, shoot. Let me kind of. I'm trying to embiggenate you. Okay.
So basically,
Oh man, I'm like 2 away from 100.
Yeah, but
Can't use any of that, can I?
2 point. Like if there was something at 100 you could actually use, I would give you the 2 points.
Yeah.
But picking a silhouette for the next show, you have, either 30 points, you can get all my comics digital, or, like I said, I'd spot you the 2 points and you could get 2 of my trading cards.
Okay, yeah,
sent to
I'll
you.
get two trading cards. I'll get two trading cards, and I'll have to give you my PO box.
Yeah. Then hold on a sec. Uh,
Well, curses.
yeah. Let me make me big, me on camera. So we've got these ones: Canadian Shield,
Oh,
Snowdrift,
give me Canadian
Messenger.
Shield and Snowdrift.
Okay.
Yeah, give me Canadian Shield and Snowdrift. Totally, yes,
And then I was
yes.
gonna say, then we
Oh,
have
no,
the
the ones on the other,
you
the
want
first
the
two on that one. Yes, yes, I'll take those.
okay. Just so you know, just because I know you are not a fan of him, that is the artwork of a certain someone.
Who?
VC or VK.
Oh yeah, hold on. Let's choose again. Hold on.
Although it's
Hold on.
colored by me.
I don't care. I'll take the Canadian Shield and what's on the other page.
Did you want Toxico?
Yeah, give me Toxico.
Okay.
Yes, yes. Canadian Shield and Toxico. Thank you
Okay.
for letting me know because I couldn't quite see. It's like
Yeah, the
that's the
glare. I
thing
know.
about Vic's artwork. It looks good for if you don't really pay attention to it, but once you see it, it's like, oh god.
It is actually fairly good artwork. Like I can't deny that that is good artwork.
Yeah, because somebody else, because you obviously you inked it and colored
No,
it.
I colored it. I did not ink it. He did that. He penciled and inked it.
Oh, okay.
Vic is a fairly good artist. Vic is better than me as an artist. I won't take that away from him.
Uh, yeah.
But
Trust me. Yeah, I know.
yeah,
It,
I know he
you
has
know.
his downfalls in the art too. Like he's not the best artist. He's nowhere near as good as Dillard.
Well, that's also he's a convicted. Well, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, the
I know.
Canadian Shield and the top.
But
Yeah.
if you
So let's just.
eventually, if you want to get the full set, because this is going to be added on to, you will need to get it
Yeah.
eventually. But
Yeah. Anyway, so Canadian Shield.
and Toxico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Okay. Yes,
you
please.
just send me either DMs here on Discord or DMs on Twitter.
X. I'll do it on X after the show's over. Like,
I just thought I'd let you know that. Like I don't care which one.
yeah.
I don't
Thank.
care. I know you have a little bit, well, big issue. Like in some ways I do, but I
Yeah.
don't.
Well.
If he, I know he was convicted. I know what he says as his defense. I don't know how true that is or
Well,
not.
you know the story about Cain, right? He was cursed, right?
Yeah,
Well, think about someone who's done a horrible crime. In a way, they're kind of marked the same way Cain was.
yeah,
So it doesn't really matter if he's like recovered or something. He's always going to have that kind of that mark, that kind of that when
yeah.
you know, right?
Well, he's gonna always have it because it is on his record, and
Yeah,
unfortunately, like if you go with what he said, and I'm just saying, if you go with that, he
yeah,
took the consequences of having that on his record. Whether he did it or
right.
not. And I get maybe he wasn't able to fight it anymore because I believe that does happen too. So that's why I believe it's a
But
possibility.
however, regardless, it's kind of like a friend, basically my brother's best friend did some time in prison for being accessory to the murder of his child because his girlfriend was pregnant. So he went away for a long time, and me and my brother were going to go see a movie. He got out, I guess, and he walked right up to us like nothing had happened and said, "Hi guys." And my first remark was, "How the hell did you get out?"
Yeah.
Because and you don't. It's not like you got up and you shook his hand. And you were happy to see him. You just your eyes were just like my eyes were like bugging out of my head. Like, oh God, you're out.
Yeah.
And it's because it's like no matter what, you know,
You get the stench or however you want to say it on you of
of what he was a part of. Yeah,
yeah.
him and his girlfriend were both junkies, and actually made the news. He went to work and he actually admitted it to a coworker because he worked at that 2-story video arcade near Planet Hollywood.
Yeah. I have no idea where that is.
If you that'd be in Seattle. There was a Planet Hollywood in Seattle, and there was a 2-story arcade near it.
And Alpha's thinking about something about based on what we're talking about it. Like,
Well, I mean, it happened, and nothing my brother did. It's just this guy, Jason Stensford.
yeah.
Now he got out. I'm sure he's a different guy, but I mean, that's the story. That's the first thing I think about when I hear Jason Stensford.
Yeah, I get it.
So
And
some
whether
people, once, yeah,
but whether you did something or not, or especially if you end up taking the fall or whatever for it, especially if
yeah,
you
once
didn't
people
do
find
it,
out, yeah,
if you take the fall for something you didn't do, you're gonna have the stench of it on you no matter what. So
yeah, well,
you
it's
got to
like
think long and
when
hard.
people found out that thing about Vic. It's like, well, now that people know, you're probably done making books with people forever.
Yeah,
and and then that's the end of that discussion.
yeah. Uh,
Come
so
on, Alpha, get on here, you bugger.
yeah, come let's get you started on Canadian Shield 4.
Oh, that's gonna be exciting.
Although I still gotta finish pay I gotta pay him for the Ashcan still, but I got. Oh, you're not feeling well. Oh yeah. Before you do, look, look, Alpha.
Wait.
It's the Ashcan.
Ooh, it's pretty.
This is the test copy, so he needs to actually do a couple minor things, but I should be having all of them for.
How did it come out though?
Well, there's only one. Uh, the edge of this page got cut off, so he's got to make sure that doesn't happen. And on the
Did
back,
it get cut off badly?
no, not really. It's still there, but he's just gonna move, resize a little bit, maybe move it over a little or whatever. And then on the back ended up coming on to the front a little bit. So just those minor things. This is, like I said, the test copy that he printed off right there for me because I wasn't sure which type of paper I wanted to go with, whether I wanted to go with regular like printer paper because I wasn't sure how much the colors and the stuff would bleed through. Like if you look at it, how well much you can see the stuff behind it, from the other page. And you can't, so I was satisfied with that. So I got this printed copy to be able to bring here today. So
I
oh,
see.
not sure whether I sent you a digital link to the digital copy, Alpha. Uh, did I send? I did put up a bunch of pictures for it on Twitter. What am I looking for? Oh, Discord. Discord. Did I send? Yeah, I did. Alpha reacted with an open mouth. Did you read the PDF yet? Alpha? Yeah, okay, so I did send, yeah, and I saw that. So I thought you might like seeing a printed version. I will have a whole bunch more on Monday for that. And I got something that I've been meaning to do an unboxing video for.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's pretty shocked that you didn't send him a PDF. MF.
yeah, I did. I just thought the text was a little big, but I liked it. Yeah, I wasn't sure how big and printed it was going to be, and it might be a little big, but I'd rather a little big than a little small. I want, as I was telling, talking with Tim here earlier, uh, I'd rather be a little too big. That way people can read it for sure. Aren't going to have a hard time reading it. That's my main thing. Whenever I'm doing, that's my main thing, my main problem with lettering. I never sometimes know how big to make the lettering, that will be readable to people. Because, like I have it on my computer so it's readable to me easy.
Uh,
Almost no matter what the size. And I did clear it with my editor too, so
oh, you mean metal?
yeah. Before I had it went and printed, I got in a thing with him and said, okay, is there A the spelling stuff and all that? Anything that needs to be corrected there? There's a couple minor things. And then I was like, okay, what about these certain boxes? Caption boxes. Oh, and I'm probably not going to end up having a Saturday show this week. I'm probably going to end up having to work this Saturday.
Oh, well, that happens. Still working the same place?
Yeah,
That's good.
we might actually start be doing some actual more work. I might be getting some more hours soon.
That's good. See? It's nice having a job and being able to get stuff taken care of.
Yeah, my boss was being a little lazy the last month or two in getting things done.
Oh.
And I'm the only employee, and a lot of times my working depends on whether he decides to want to work or not.
Oh.
Alpha says all this talk about PDFs and minor things is making me uncomfortable.
Sounds like you're putting things. I don't know. Sounds like you're making things the opposite of what the what he's actually saying, Alpha.
Well,
So that might be
PDF,
on that. Yeah, that might
PDF
be on
sounds.
him though.
Yeah, of course
Yeah,
it
I'm sorry.
is.
That's on him. That's not on you.
Yeah, but PDF does sound a little bit like a certain other word that we
Yeah, I
were.
suppose if you twist it to make it the opposite of what you actually meant, I'm sure,
Well,
Alpha.
he knows what I actually meant, but the word P
Yeah.
saying PDF sounds a little like the other word. So it's like
Oh Jesus.
okay.
Jesus
And I
Christ.
think Andy's probably joking and but not joking at the same time.
I have no idea.
Why is this? And Alpha does say that he is joking.
Joking. I know. You know, and I know.
He's joking. It doesn't look like a. Not that I've actually seen him. He doesn't look like a
Wait,
fuzzy blur guy, blue guy.
I know. I'm just saying that this joke is based on twisting what you're saying around. See?
Yeah,
That's the
which
that is the joke. He's a troublemaker. He is.
Alpha never. Alpha would never make trouble.
Oh, never, never. It wouldn't happen.
Never ever, my friend. Do, 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 do. Time for the cape.
Yeah. I was pointing out the funny thing about that Jimmy Kimmel guy. He's supposedly a feminist. And like, you mean the guy who co-created the Man Show? That doesn't make any sense at all, does it?
Maybe he became a feminist after.
I'm just saying it's kind of funny how he is one all of a sudden after he created the Man Show years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, well, most of these quote well, feminist men are not feminist men. They're just
Pretending, right?
yeah, because it's the cool thing at the moment to go with. Like when the one
Spineless sheep.
it's like how many quote unquote celebrities came out of being gay when it suddenly become cool to do so.
I have no idea.
There was quite a few. I don't know the exact number myself, but my point is a lot came out saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay," just to,
Hopefully nobody clips that.
just to gain some notoriety.
Hopefully nobody clips that.
Are you clipping it?
Why would I do such a thing?
I have no clue.
Uh, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Thanks for letting me stop on by. We had an
Yeah.
interesting discussion.
Yeah.
Looking looking forward to my cards. I will send you the address in a sec.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
But and actually, I need to get its Chozo's done up and or that's what I meant to do when I was in the dollar store today. I meant to get envelopes for them. Okay, we need your belt buckle color. Oh, and that Eric Ninotowski show that I was talking about yesterday is actually on today, not yesterday. About the state of Christian comics. And he forgot the emblem again. There we go. Hopefully we'll get this. Skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo. He loves you in the morning and in the afternoon. Uh, so what else is up, Alpha? Are you up to being the host on the Silhouette game? Or co-host, I should say. Do, 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 do. Okay, well, we'll definitely have to figure that out in the next few weeks. I didn't get any sleep last night, so it ruined my entire day. Ooh, not good. Not good, not good, not good at all. And now I have a cough too. Oh, yeah, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's gonna work exactly. We'll bring you on through Discord. I'll probably end up creating a special room just for us in Discord for that. Let's quickly see. We can do that right now. Voice channels. Silhouette. Okay. So voice. Private channel, yeah. Okay, cancel. Actually, you know what? If I go into here right now, it does not confirm. Settings. Permissions. Everyone. Okay, Alpha. You don't have to go into it, but in the Discord, see whether you can see the channel called Silhouette Game. And then just let me know in the chat here. 1 second. Yeah. I see it. Okay, that's good. When we do the silhouette game, that's the room we'll be in, not the on-air one. Because besides me, you're the should be the only one that can see it. Well, that's good that you see it. Oh, and Alpha, I'm not sure whether you heard me. That Eric Ninatowski stream that I was said was happening yesterday. I made a mistake. It's actually happening today at 10 Eastern. So about an hour after I finish this. Okay, so there is another shield panel done with shield. Oh, okay, and another panel that he forgot to put the bloody. Urgh. Why the heck? I've got it white. Is it? It's not see through. Why is it? Why am I having to do this twice? Did I accidentally flick some? Well, I got this opacity down somehow. Oh, there we go. Me, 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 me. Wrong color. Color, 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 chameleon. Color, 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 the chameleon. What shall I color, 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 color the chameleon? Scooby dibbity 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 doobity dee. We don't, but skidamarinky dinky dink, skidamarinky doo. I might actually get this one done beforehand too. Do you want to color the chameleon? There we go. There we go. There we go to save the day. Da, 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 da. Okay, there we go. That's another panel done. So tomorrow, well, I gotta, I'll probably, hopefully I'll be able to do this last panel off screen and then put in, absorbs colors off screen as well. So, I'm not sure when, well, I'll be on Monday for sure. Goat Saturday, I'm probably working. Uh, so I guess we'll talk to y'all later. So bye for now. God bless. Have a great, wonderful day.